Tell us your engagement story. That was like the most asked question, because obviously I thought I wanted to do like a normal Q&A, but obviously with the events that just happened in my life, I should have expected that that's what people would want to know about. It was my birthday on the 7th of October, so Jason requested that like we'd have our day together on the 6th. He asked me what I wanted to do, so I wanted to go see his queer exhibition in Imma, and I wanted to go swimming in the sea in the morning. It was literally fucking freezing. Then we came back to my mom's house and I wanted to watch Great British Bake Off, get a Chinese. Sounds ideal. Like that's literally my most favorite day of all time. I was sitting down on the couch and he was like, oh, this is a surprise for you in the toilet. I literally thought that he was gonna go, I was gonna go in there and he was gonna show me a shit that he'd done. And I was like, okay, king, like pop off legend, must be a huge log if he's requesting me to go in. But then I went into the bathroom, he wasn't in there, but there was a letter behind the faucet of the sink. Now my emotions were really heightened this week because I was really stressed out. So I just like literally just saw that he'd handwritten me something and I started sobbing already before even reading it. And you know, if you're crying, you're just like not paying attention. But anyway, it was about like our memories in the bathroom together, which sounds weird, but you know, like romantic times, you know, taking baths together and stuff. Because we basically fell in love in my mom's house because we were doing long distance and I'd have to stay in my mom's when I came back because I don't have a bedroom. So he'd come over and like spend every day with me. Then at the end of that letter it was like, go into the dining room. Well, another thing of like us dancing and cooking in the kitchen together, but it's like all beautifully written because like he's a writer. Another one, letter in my sister's room, my mom's room, and then Saoirse's room, which was the first place he told me that he loved me. I actually still have all the letters here. I'm not gonna read them out obviously because I'll just flash them. So cute. Aww. When I got into Saoirse's room, he was there sitting on the bed and he was like reading. He actually recorded it, but I don't think we'll ever get the footage from it because it's so embarrassing. Like the two of us are literally roaring crying. So I got into Saoirse's room, he's sitting on the bed and he's reading out me a letter then about how much he loves me and he knows he wants to spend the rest of his life with me. And then he gets on one knee. Very different, very alternative, very good. Gets on one knee and everything and then gets me the ring. This is the engagement ring. It's an emerald stone, which is his birthstone, and then a white gold band. And he got it in an antique jeweller's in Dublin. And he said that he wanted to propose to me in Ireland anyway. Because I had like an inkling that he was going to propose at some point because we kept talking about, oh, we're getting old. It was like, oh, we might as well, like we're getting so old. Do you know what I mean? I want us to just start eating loads of stuff and like be really chubby and just cuddled to sleep every night. I had an inkling that it was going to happen, and I always wear rings on all of my fingers. And I took the one that I wear on this finger and I gave it to him and I was like, if you ever want to propose to me, not thinking that it was going to be anytime soon, like that soon, but I'd given it to him and I was like, this is my ring size. But he had the ring already. So my fingers are real small, so I had to get it resized into a smaller thing. So yeah. What is my favourite biscuit? Now, I have a limited selection because I don't eat dairy. I do love ginger nuts. I used to love custard creams. They were my favourite. Or Jammy Dodgers. I love like a dark chocolate digestive biscuit. Can't bait it. Like literally a classic. Did you always want to get married? Sending much love and congratulations, by the way. Thank you so much. I didn't actually. I thought that it was a stupid conformist formality that people just go through to pretend to other people that they're in love. But then the more I fell in love with Jason and knew that I wanted to be with him forever, I was like, imagine a party to celebrate you being in love. Sorry, what? Best thing I've ever heard. And then also I was thinking like, what other reason would our two families have to get together and like mingle with each other and get to know each other? See, this is another part of the story. So me and Jason originally, we wanted to just elope and like get married in Scotland. But then after I told my mom, she was like, Keelan, come on, you do want some attention though, to be honest, don't you? I was like, ma'am, you're dead right. Getting to wear a dress and everyone sitting there staring at you, you'd eat it up. And I was like, me performing a number, us doing our vows in front of everyone. Sorry, I'm not gonna miss up that opportunity. And I'm like a real control freak, really good at planning things. So I have a wedding checklist here in my notes. I have the venue picked out. We have our guest list done. The only thing I'm having trouble with is the dress. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Now I know everyone's expecting me to do like, oh, a suit and docks down the aisle. Very original, Keelan. No. I want my moment. I want to wear a dress. I want to wear it with a train. Something that's gonna suck the middle of me, you know what I mean? Like Kate Hudson in the Bride Wars vibes. We're not doing a hotel wedding either. That makes me want to actually peel my skin off. I have the venue, I'm not going to say where it is or show it, but just in case, because like bridezillas are out in force because there's a backlog. Obviously there's a backlog of venues because of COVID. People can have their weddings, so they're booking up like 2 years in advance. So I technically won't be able to have my wedding until 2023 August time, first weekend of August. No one booked their wedding from for that time. It has a private lake, it's in a castle, so I have to get private caterers, get a marquee and all that, and all the tables, chairs, delf and stuff. Favorite book? My favorite book is The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. Who was your childhood celebrity crush? Nat Wolff from the Naked Brothers band. Nat Wolff growing up as well. Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. He grew up to be kind of weird looking. I hate that when your childhood crush grows up and they're like creepy looking. 3 top lessons in life you have learned so far. Tips for balancing love, life, family and career. I'd say number 1 is getting up earlier. You always work a lot harder. Number 2 is to drink a lot of water and to eat healthy, because that motivates you as well. Get outside too. That's like health stuff. That's all pretty basic though. And then number 3, for friends and family, relationships are really hard work regardless of what kind of relationship it is. And I think a lot of times people, when they're in romantic relationships, they tend to neglect the ones they have with their friends and family, which I kind of understand, because sometimes you go through phases. If like you're living together, you're in the honeymoon phase, you need that for your own peace of mind and to create a healthy relationship with the person that you're sharing your life with. You have to have your own independence and your own individuality, and a part of that is to have friendships outside of each other and outside of your companionship and union. And to do that, you do need to nurture them and communicate the same you would with a romantic partnership. Like for example, if you get into a fight, you talk about it, whether with a friend. Usually people just like ignore the situation or don't talk to them for a few days and then bitch about them behind their back or hold on to resentments. I've learned not to do that, especially with my family, because like my sisters are my best friend. It's good to speak up to them and talk to them about things and not sweep under the rug. Ellie is more so has taught me to do that, because I'd be the type of person to be like, oh, we're sisters, we don't need to talk about things or work on our relationship at all, where it's actually the complete opposite. You do need to work on your relationships to make them the best that they can be. Would you do heroin? No, not arsed. Do you think your relationship is doomed if you move in together early on? I've said this before and I'll say it again. Moving in early on, or like taking things too fast, doing the opposite is just prolonging the heartbreak. It's just dragging it out. I mean, if you move in with someone, you'll know pretty quickly if you want to spend the rest of your life with them and if you can stick them out for that long, because living together and sharing a room, sharing a bed is hard. And if you actually enjoy it, you're setting yourself up for success there. Lengthening relationships is all about growing together. You're going to be 1,000 different versions of yourself, and if your partner, and if you have the ability to love your partner and all those different versions, you're grand. That's how a relationship lasts. I'm acting like as if I can give relationship advice. Me and Jason literally celebrated our 6-month anniversary like last week. Like, that's stupid, isn't it? Loads of people were like, how are you not, is that not really stupid to get engaged to someone that you barely know? We've been really close friends for like 4 years, so it's not really, he's literally seen my bum. So how does it feel to be engaged at a young age, judgment wise? It's nice because it's like one less thing to worry about, and it's like someone there to encourage you all the time. I have literally no anxiety. I have like no anxiety at all anymore. I'm completely content and at peace. It's like a relief. You know, sometimes you're in a relationship and you're like, oh, his tone was off today. I used to think that in past relationships. I'd be like, his tone's off today, he's gonna leave me. What? Just the excitement of being able to have a party to celebrate that, and you can actually start planning your future without sounding like a nutcase. I think that is one of the positives for me. I'm just like, live fast, die young, baby. So I don't care. I kind of expected people to be like, oh my god, like it's not like I'm 19, you know, I'm 24. It's not, and when I get married, I'll be 26. So I suppose that's when my parents got engaged, and I suppose it was different back in the day, and they are divorced now. So it's not a good example to make either. Trait/quality you look for in future friends. I think honesty and also humor. I can't be friends with someone who doesn't have the same sense of humor as me, and I can't be friends with someone who isn't honest. Like, if someone has a problem, like if I had a friend who had a problem with me and like wasn't telling me, I'd be like, what is going on here? We're clearly not friends. In particular, Reese/Emer would be like, Keelan, come on. And I'm like, you know what, you're dead right. Ellie, in fairness, she'd be like, Keelan, come on. You know, you want people to be honest with you. You know, there's a fine line between being mean and being honest, or like trying to pull digs at you. You know those girls in secondary school, and they'd be like, you actually look fat in that outfit. Why am I doing an American accent? But anyway, Satan is in the form of a teenage girl, to be honest. So I wouldn't actually use that as an example, because they're all in the same boat there, including myself when I was a teenager. I'm still scared of a girl in a Catholic school uniform. I like flinch if I see them. I actually got bullied before on a train at Donamead on Hope Junction station by a girl in a Catholic school uniform who was pointing and laughing at me. Poor me, wow. I know. Do I look ill? I wonder. This colour washes me out. I nearly puked yesterday because I took 7 supplements. Because I'm back on my vitamin D bullshit because of seasonal depression. That's going to be hitting in soon. But I'm actually buzzing because like Kat buzzy. Crocheting, buzzy. Fiance, buzzy. Like, good luck to you trying to make me sad this year. Do you prefer London or Dublin? It's difficult because when I'm in Dublin now, I kind of am like, I'm bored, I need to go back home. I do call London home now if I'm back in Dublin, and if I'm in London, I'm flying back home. I don't say I'm going home, I'm saying I'm going to see my family, which is, I know, the real sign of adulthood. Like, I'm really getting old now. I like them for different reasons. London is real, like, I'm starting my life here. I have my own independence. You can literally do anything you want. There's so many things to do. Young people are valued and not regarded as second-class citizens like they are in Dublin. Dublin, there's like 2 clubs. There's about 3 bars and everyone's getting spiked and it's really scary. There's a housing crisis, the rent is fucking disgusting. If the government had a bit more empathy and love and compassion, I would move back. Not that the government here does, but it's like the people here have a bit more drive in them for change, if you know what I mean. Whereas in Ireland, nothing ever gets done, but I probably will be settling down in Ireland. Like, my heart does belong to Ireland. All the people that I love live there. Yeah, there's just no opportunities there. Like, personally, I could work remotely, but for Jason, for example, if he wants to advance in his career, which he's doing, he literally can't do that in Dublin. Like, he just can't. I hate being part of the immigration problem, whereas like we don't have opportunities there and the rent prices are so high, so the government are forcing us out of the country, and I'm kind of complicit in that. But you know, when you're just exhausted, I can't at the moment. I literally just, I can't. Maybe one day I'll come back and be like, chain myself to something. Yeah, I just, for the moment, I really can't. Very overwhelmed, don't have the headspace for it. I'm actually drained even talking about it. Anyway, is it invalidating that people immediately thought your engagement was a bit or joke? I kind of expected people to think it was a joke, so I was kind of just enjoying the moment while not making a disclaimer on the internet, I suppose. And I didn't feel the need to put up a disclaimer to be like, just so everyone knows this isn't a joke, because why does it matter? The only time it really annoyed me is when like people I knew or used to know would text me asking. Someone literally asked me if it was real yesterday, even though I posted it, have a video of it, a picture of the ring on Jason's Instagram. You know, what more do I have to do? I literally, like, you're not getting an invite to the wedding, fuck off. But my family have all been really happy and supportive, and that's all that matters. And myself. I did cry at one stage in Ireland because I was really exhausted from it and like overwhelmed, but then I was like angry that I let it get to me. So yeah, it was a bit horrible, to be honest. Like, I don't know whether people thought it was a joke because it's like, oh, I can't believe they're engaged, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, or if they thought it was a joke because that's something I would do. It's like, I don't know if I would do that. Or everyone was like, oh, is it like a Tana and Jake Paul thing? You know, Jason doesn't have anything to societally gain from getting engaged to me. He doesn't work as like a public figure or whatever. I'm not going to be documenting the wedding. I'm just like talking about it. I have like 2 freelance jobs now. I'm not going to be doing YouTube by then. Gas or electric hobs? So I'd say gas because they just look more aesthetic, like more vintagey looking, but electric hobs are more safe, aren't they? Because you don't have you couldn't have gas running, you know. But poor Missy Moon, now she could walk all over the electric hob and not know it's on. So when are you going to Paris? We're going on the last weekend of November. So exciting. We're getting the Eurostar as well. It's so exciting, for 3 nights. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much. Love you all. Thank you all for the nice messages as well. And it's not an attack on people who thought it was a joke. Like, fair enough if you did, it doesn't matter. But it was just when people were asking me, it was more just like for the drama rather than just wanting, you know what I mean? You know, watch Real Housewives or something, or Drag Race for some drama, because I'm not going to give it to you. My life's pretty safe and boring now, which I really like. I have a cat. I'm a snooze. I'm literally a conformist snooze fest now. Yeah. Love yous.